Hey there, you're tuned to the Portable Crows channel. Casey here. Today's the first day of spring, so with the weather starting to get nicer, I just wanted to point out some different websites to help you find some activities to do portable or in your backyard or at home. It doesn't matter, but as long as we're getting on and having fun. So, the first website I wanted to point out is this brand new one. I just saw a posting on QRZ yesterday. It's called outontheair.com, and I'm pretty sure it's like a day or two old now. There's only 11 operators, it looks like, that are signed up. Um, and this is a pretty cool one because it's very accessible. If you're familiar with Summits on the Air, you know you want to participate in that, but there's no summits nearby, or you want to do parks on there, but there's no parks nearby. With the cost of gas getting up, it's going to be harder, possibly for you to get out or time constraints, what have you. There's always some barriers to get out and have fun. But with this one, you could just do it in your backyard. You could do it at the park down the street. So a little more accessible, and it looks really casual. Just voice or Morse code. Looks like 160 through 6 meters, and you just need to make one contact, and you just need to be outside your house. So very accessible, low rules. They have a spotting feature. They got awards, so a bunch of cool awards if you like going for awards or challenging yourself. So yeah, check them out. This looks like a promising new activity. I just do want to highlight though, you don't have to do any of these websites. You could make your own challenges and challenge yourself and set your own personal goals. This post about this website just kind of reminded me that we don't have to be constrained to Summits on the Air or Parks on the Air to operate portable. You can go outside and operate portable anyway and make a contact and have fun, learn some new skills, practice, and just do what you want to do. So you don't have to be constrained to these. But anyway, if you are not familiar with Summits on the Air, this is a really, really popular program. You could just Google Summits on the Air or go to soda.org.uk. And the objective for this is you have activators and chasers. The activators are the people who climb certain summits. There's a map of what summits are eligible for this. And you get points for activating that summit. And to activate it, you have to make 4 contacts. And if you're a chaser, you just have to chase somebody that's on one of these summits that are being activated, and you get points. So, Summits on the Air is really fun. I like it. I'm a big hiker and backpacker. I wish I could do more Summits on the Air, but the closest summits to me, nice summits like out in a national forest, it's a couple hours minimum, maybe 3-hour drive, and the rest of the summits are usually like on logging roads of clear-cut forests, which are still fun to go to. But there's a lot of permits that you need to go out into the woods near me to get on some of these summits. And I'm experiencing my own constraint of enjoying Summits on the Air portable. Time, gas, private land now requiring a permit. So that's not to say everybody has that same constraint. If you live in an area with lots of summits, you can go click on mapping, and there's a lot of different map programs, by the way, for Summits on the Air, but here's one of them. And if we zoom in, I don't know if it'll show. You might have to do a filter, but I mean, there's a lot, particularly in the West. Not so much for this side of the country, I don't believe. But anyway, that's Summits on the Air. Parks on the Air is another really popular program like SOTA, Summits on the Air. And the objective for this is you go into particular parks, and the park boundaries are really big. Like it could be a national forest, for example. As long as you're in that national forest, you're operating that park. And and you get awards to go for. So Parks on There is really good. Probably a little bit more casual, I think, than Summits on There. A little bit more accessible for people because you can drive to parks and you don't have to hike up a mountain. So, uh, one thing I want to do say about Summits on There and Parks on There, usually the exchanges are pretty quick. I'm personally favor operating Morse code. I strive to be a Morse code operator. And the exchanges are really quick, which are pretty good in my opinion if you're a newcomer and you just want to get on, build that confidence. People will slow down for you. I've never ran into somebody, that gave me a hard time for making a mistake with Morse code or anything. So really beginner friendly, quick exchanges, and the exchanges are pretty much the same. If you're contacting different people, everyone kind of has their own, like, I guess they're kind of using the same format for the most part. The exchanges are good for beginners. Um, the downside to that is I feel like the short exchanges kind of limit growth for Morse code. So maybe that's where Out on the Air will improve, where you're Morse code and you want something a little bit longer. I want to at least say my name and maybe my location. Here you get to experience a little bit more than a quick exchange of a number, for example. So another website, if you're into Morse code, is North American QRP CW Club, or NAQCC. And if you go to their challenges, and there's the current challenge for March, and this is always pretty cool. Every month they have some cool new thing to learn about. Usually like some history, so a bunch of cool reading here. And the rules are you just have to make certain words based on the call signs of the people you contact. So, for example, if I made a contact with somebody that had an L in their call sign, then you got an L. I would have to go back and read. I'm not sure if one person, one call sign with an L would count for two L's. I'd have to go back and double check that, but I'll leave that to you. It looks like you can also get into some awards here too. Another website for Morse code is the FIST Club. I believe they have some activities and awards as well. I haven't participated in this one, but just throwing this one out here. One I have participated in is the Straight Key Century Club. So with this one, the rules are really you have to use a manual key. So a straight key, a bug, or a cootie, for example, and you make contacts and you exchange your Straight Key Century Club number, and you can earn awards. So that's a fun one, and they do different activities. So if you're Morse code, that's I think this is a great website. Very, very beginner friendly as well. I've talked to a handful of people. They've been really helpful. If you're really slow, they'll slow down, and they'll work with you. So don't be shy working any of the activities for Straight Key Century Club. And then obviously everyone's familiar with the ARRL websites, I'm assuming. But work all states. If you're into VHF, then you can work grids and get awards that way. And then the last website I want to show you quickly is the contestcalendar.com website. And I usually use the 8-day calendar. And it kind of just visually shows you what's going on. So if you're into contesting, and you could be a casual contester too. You don't have to be a diehard. I'm a very casual. When I do these contests, I usually go in there and just to play and have fun and try to make even 2 contacts. For me personally, I don't rack up a bunch. But like, for example, over the weekend, there's a RIDI contest. And if you're new to RIDI, usually RIDI's pretty quiet on the bands unless there's a RIDI contest. So then it gives you, if you click on it, the description, and there's usually a link to a website. And so here's some more information about the contest. And don't feel pressured that you have to, work towards any of these awards or challenges, or if none of these fit you, that's okay. Honestly, I think it's best that you uh, make your own goal and make your own challenges that fit your needs and your abilities and what you want to strive for. So, like, say you're a digital operator, maybe your challenge is you're gonna work a different digital mode and try to figure the ins and outs of that and make contacts with that, um, and try to do it all states, for example. So don't feel constrained to only do summits on the air or parks on the air to operate portable. You can go out in your own backyard, and even here, you can win awards this way, in a more casual, more accessible way. Um, and so I think this is a great upcoming website, and brand new it looks like. Hopefully it'll grow and be a new thing. But then again, I think the objective is just go out, have fun, learn something new, and go for your own goals. All right, and so with that, I wish everybody have a good spring, and 73. I'll catch you in the next video.